What is up, guys? SK here with another episode of What the Fix. This is the very second episode of What the Fix, and it's going to be a pretty short one because the patch notes were really short. So if you haven't been on today, or if you've been on the wrong server today, you wouldn't have noticed that we've gotten the field bosses. And by relevance, the field boss gear. So the field bosses are the same monsters from the daily and weekly boss scrolls, except they've been really pumped up. So now they're super strong, and they're gonna take more than just you and 5 other people to kill. So the first of the 4 bosses is Red Nose. He's the infamous leader of the imps. Red Nose is back and stronger than ever. After being murdered multiple times, Red Nose is looking for revenge. Red Nose loves to swing his giant cleaver around, destroying anything that stands in front of him. If you want to stay safe, play smart. Get behind him and stay out of his sight. It's the best way to take Red Nose down. Once Red Nose has taken significant damage, he will enter a rage and perform shockwave attacks that leaves even the hardest of adventurers struggling to survive. Stay out of his range, otherwise you'll find yourself staring at the death screen. Pick your time to strike carefully. During this rage, watch Red Nose carefully. If he starts to take a breath, run. This action alerts you to an incoming jump attack that can instantly kill anyone and anything unlucky enough to be underneath him. Now, this jump attack that they're talking about, he actually executes a few times, so you're gonna have to constantly move and try to use your iframes or any move that makes you invincible for a short period of time. Red Nose is pretty annoying, but I'm pretty sure once you get the mechanics down, you'll be able to take him out without dying. The second little 4 is Dastard Bheg. This one was one of my favorite bosses, to be honest. Dastard Bheg swings a giant hook around to perform ranged attacks that deal high damage. Even if you're not his main target, it'd be wise to not stand in front of this vile creature. When Bheg roars out, his body becomes red and he'll swing the hook twice in front of him. Stay as far back as you can to avoid getting ripped in half from these massive attacks. Subversively, Berserkers can just walk backwards, Strikers can just walk backwards, any class with a block can just walk backwards or activate their block and just not take damage or pretty much hold off the brunt of this attack. As the fight continues and Beg's HP drops to a certain level, he will enter a fueled rage where he will swing his massive hook multiple times, so approach Beg with caution. Even after his rage subsides, he'll continue to swing the hook around him multiple times. Try to stay behind him or out of his range if possible. So this attack, it's going to be more difficult to just sit there and block because it can actually break through your block. I think the one class that can actually hold up to this skill is a Valkyrie with her Lancia block, but that's just a stronger block than every other block in the game. So pretty much this tactic for this is just stay out of the way while he's doing it, because attacking while he's doing this can cause you to lose your life. It does hurt a lot, especially in his field boss mode. In his regular boss mode, it just knocks you down. In his field boss mode, it'll knock you down, and it does knock down damage. So stay out of the way of that one, pretty much. And if you're a long range class, just stay back and shoot, bro. That's what you got. So if your guild is big enough and you've been doing guild boss scrolls constantly, you'll be familiar with this next one. This is Giant Mudster. Giant Mudster has claimed a bunch of lives because his attacks are just really ridiculous. He's really slow, but his sweeping range and huge damage make up for it. If he hits you, he'll slow you down considerably, which pretty much leaves you open to be able to be wrecked by him afterwards. Make sure you keep an eye on Mudster as he'll shrink gradually over time. If it does shrink, then you're in trouble. Mud scattered around the Mudster's charge manifests into small mud monsters that explode after a certain time, dealing a lot of damage. They deal a ton of damage, so watch out for those. If you successfully dodge the charge, make sure you stay away from the mudlings or kill them before they can explode. They do a lot of damage, guys, so just stay out of there. His deadliest move is a single hit that renders anyone struck by it immobile. Mudster follows up by shrinking into a form of giant thorns that shoot out of the ground and deal massive sustained damage. Those who wish to survive the fight with Mudster must evade or block this combo by pressing the emergency escape button, which, if you don't know, your emergency escape is a left bumper, right bumper, left trigger, right trigger, and A to use your emergency escape, but then you can't use it again for like 180 seconds or something like that. So be careful when you use it. If I remember correctly, again, the only class that can block Mudster's massive attack is Valkyrie, which we don't have, so just try to dodge or get out the way and pay attention to when he's doing his moves. So the last and final boss is Dim Tree Spirit. So Dim Tree Spirit is actually one of the weirdest bosses to fight because a lot of his attacks don't really care about aggro, who has aggro on him. He kind of just attacks wildly sometimes, so you might want to just stay out of range or stay behind him most of the time. Despite its name and appearance, Dim Tree Spirit is an agile and powerful boss. It's actually probably the strongest field boss, to be honest, right now. Actually, I think it's tied with Mudster. They both kill a lot of people. Its powerful smashes and far-reaching swings may seem easy to dodge, but one stumble will result in a swift end to your adventures. When Dim Tree Spirit starts to turn red, it will whip 3 giant stones at anything in its line of sight. So anything in front of it is a target. And because this game does not have targeting, like, you know, a tab target system or whatever, it's practically a line of sight AoE. Don't stand there, especially if you're not the one holding aggro. These attacks may be difficult to avoid, so take advantage of its size and get into melee range so he can't target you with these projectiles. During the fight, Dimtree may disappear underground and collect energy. Once it's collected enough energy, it'll rip through the ground and cause massive damage. This attack can one-shot pretty much everyone. Unless you're blocking or you're in an iframe, you're probably gonna die. So yeah, there's that. So while we're in the boss section of the patch notes, we're gonna talk about where the bosses are at. The Red Nose is actually just north of Western Guard Camp, while Dimtree is just southeast of Western Guard Camp in the Forest of Seclusion. The Red Nose used to be at the Altar of the Imps, but it's not anymore, so don't go there if you are old-time PC veteran. So Dastard Bheg is located just south of the first two. He's in the northern plain of Serendia, just south of the actual marker node. If you look at the map, you're going to see two bodies of water. He is in the very first top body of water closest to the node. And last but not least is Mudster. If you have your entire map unlocked, you should see the Northern Wetlands as a node. Directly south of Northern Wetlands, there's a patch of land that has an open clearing. This patch of land is directly in between Central Guard Camp and Extreme Gateway, so it should be pretty easy to find, and Mudster will be there. So the prize drops for each of these bosses are going to be, you know, their respective armor. All except Mudster, who only drops the Mark of Shadow and the Laverto bundle. Every other boss drops the Laverto bundle though, and the Dimtree Spirit drops Tree Spirit Belt as well. If you look at the Red Nose armor versus the Dimtree armor, you can tell which of the two is preferred and which will be running the meta. It's going to be the Dimtree because the Dimtree Spirit actually has a bonus 200 HP, which is a defensive stat, which people want more than HP recovery because HP recovery doesn't really run that well in this game. The next item is Bheg's gloves, and these actually give you accuracy, which is very much needed in later game for a lot of the physical classes. Up next is Giath's helmet, which gives you an extra bonus 100 HP for the defensive stats, and the last piece being the Muskan shoes, which give pretty good evasion on enhancement and base. So all the boss armor, you do have a chance of getting them from the boss scrolls and as well as the field bosses. The field bosses being a higher chance because you have to be within the damage table. The boss scrolls being completely RNG, so you have, I forgot what the chance was directly to get them, but it's pretty low. To put it into perspective, I opened around 75 Bheg's bundles this morning from pre-patch, and then I opened 25 more, I believe, after, and I didn't get one Bheg glove, so yeah, it's gonna take a lot. Next up is that they've put back in the Asula drops, which weren't dropping for a while since the last maintenance. Along with that, they've added the weakened Asula drops that you could trade in to get the Asula pieces if you collect enough pieces of those weakened drops. So if I'm reading this correctly, you can trade in one Asula's Crimson Eye to get two weakened accessory of the same name. Trade in those weakened accessory for another weakened accessory of a different name, and then trade in 3 pieces of that to get another accessory, Crimson Eye accessory that you need. So you can trade in 1 ring to get 2 weakened rings, trade in the 2 weakened rings to get 2 weakened earrings, and then trade in 3 of the weakened earrings to get a Crimson Eye earring. Also, you can now enhance the Asula accessories. They do give DP accuracy and plus damage to monsters based on their enhancement levels. And lastly, we had a bunch of bug fixes, but still no fix to the Roaring Magical Armor, so we don't know when we're going to get that in the game. We've also got a whole new event, the Search for Flondor Goose Eggs. The event runs from April 10th to May 1st, and so this is another one of the kill, gather, fish events that you can get the drop from either killing, gathering, or fishing. The point of the event is to gather 20 Flondor Goose Eggs, trade them into an NPC in one of the respective towns, Velia, Hydel, or Calpheon. Zarya being Velia, Hydel being Flaviano, Calpheon being Geranoa, and Altanova being Lashir. And from trading in 20 of those, you will get a Black Spirit Flondor Goose Egg. So upon using the Black Spirit Flondor Goose Egg, you can get the following buffs: Combat EXP 20%, Skill EXP 20%, Weight Limit 50 LT, Gathering +2, Fishing +2, and each egg has a cooldown of 30 minutes and a duration of 30 minutes. These buffs do, however, stack with buffs of the same effect, so you can go ahead and stack them onto your 7-day book of Law Learning. Well guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. And follow me on my social media. If you guys have been paying attention to the community tab, you will know that I've been saying that I've been trying to get my social media cleared out and up and running to be able to run with my YouTube, as well as keep you guys updated on my, my everyday life. If you guys are interested in that, my Instagram will mostly be about, just my regular everyday hijinks, around my life with my puppy, my wife, and stuff like that. My Twitter will mostly be about, Netflix and gaming and movies and just stuff on that type of side of things. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and give me a follow, please. I'll be very grateful. And thank you guys for subscribing so far. You guys are awesome. Peace.